Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Western adventure this hour as we head to Dodge City, Kansas for an episode of Gunsmoke. William Conrad starring as Marshal Matt Dillon. This episode of the program, entitled Dooley Surrenders, was originally broadcast September 13th, 1954.
Gunsmoke. Around Dodge City and in the territory on West, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, starring William Conrad. The transcribed story of the violence that moved west with young America, and the story of a man who moved with it.
I'm that man, Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful and a little lonely.
Matt. Chester. Hello, Doc.
Well, what are you doing up so early, Doc?
Early? It's almost noon.
Well, that's early for some people.
Oh, early for some people. I didn't come here to get into any personal arguments, Matt. I want to borrow one of your shotguns. Borrow a shotgun?
Well, who do you think you are, Doc Holliday?
All righty, I've asked you nice. Now I'll just help myself. Good. It's loaded. But I'll need more than these 2 shells. Where do you keep them?
Well, fetch him a handful, Chester.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's at least a handful. There's no telling what I might run into. Here you are.
What's the matter? Don't you trust your aim, Doc? Or are you planning to blow up a whole lot of people?
None of your business, but I have to go up the river to Pierceville for a week or so, and I thought I might bag a few quail and prairie chicken along the way.
Well, that won't make very good eating, Doc.
Oh, is that so? And why not?
Well, all you're going to get's feathers.
Oh, I'm going to get what?
We don't keep those guns here to shoot birds with, you know.
Yeah. Oh, for Lord. Here, Chester, give me some decent ammunition, will you?
Well, you didn't say what you wanted it for, Doc.
Do I have to explain I'm not a murderer?
This the U.S. Marshal's office?
Yeah, that's right. Come on in, mister.
I got something to tell you, Marshal.
Okay.
First, you better say my name. It's Emmett Dooley.
All right, Dooley.
Now, for what I got to tell you. I've been skinning hides, Marshal, working for a buffalo hunter named Culprit. You know him?
No, I don't.
Well, there was this Culprit and his partner Faber and me and the cook. Nobody knows the cook's name. We just call him the cook. And we was camped up the Arkansas River at Turkey Bend. You know where that is?
Yeah, I know.
Well, sir, Culprit, he broke out some whiskey night before last, and we all took to drinking it. And, Marshal, it's a bad thing, but when I drink whiskey, I get kind of senseless.
Well, most men do, Dooley.
Not like me. I go crazy wild. You won't believe it to look at me, Marshal, but I'm a dangerous man when I'm drinking whiskey.
I see. Well, what happened the other night?
That fella Faber I was telling you about?
Yeah?
I killed him, Marshal.
You did?
Yes, sir. I shot and killed him. I don't know why I did it, except that I was senseless drunk on that whiskey. I don't even remember doing it, Marshal, but when I come to next morning, them other fellas told me about it. They'd already buried him. They showed me his grave. Poor old Faber. I feel awful bad I did it.
Dooley, Most men, when they kill somebody, don't come tell the law about it. Why did you?
I never killed nobody before, Marshal, and I can't have shooting Faber on my mind. I had to come.
Well, where are the rest of these people? Culprit and the cook.
Ooh, they went off onto the prairie somewheres hunting buffalo. I got no idea where they are. Well, you going to hang me, Marshal?
No, I don't hang men.
Then what I come here for? You the law, ain't you?
Look, Dooley, nobody gets hung before they get tried. And I can't send you up for trial unless I see the body of the man you killed.
But I told you, Marshal, it was Faber I killed.
Okay, it was Faber, but I gotta testify that a crime has been committed, and the law reads I can't do that without seeing the body.
You calling me a liar?
No, I'm not calling you a liar.
Then I don't understand none of this.
Well, don't you worry about it, Dooley. I'll take care of it.
How?
I'll ride out to Turkey Bend and find the grave.
Oh, I wouldn't do that, Marshal. No, sir, not in this weather.
Well, I don't have to bring him into Dodge, Dooley. I can leave him buried there.
Oh, well, I'll go with you.
No, you won't. It's a bad enough trip as it is.
You don't like me because I'm a murderer.
I like you fine, Dooley. I mean... Chester, will you lock him up? Turkey Bend was about 20 miles up the Arkansas, and since he was headed that way, Doc Adams rode along with us. We reached the campsite about mid-afternoon, but it took us another hour to find the grave. There was no marker on it. And in fact, only the color of the fresh-turned earth made it possible to find it all. Chester and I did the shovel work, and Doc did the examining.
What's he taking so long for, Mr. Dillon?
Oh, Doc's slow, Chester, but he doesn't miss much.
Well, what's there to miss? He's just a shot man. I mean, a got-shot man. I mean, a man...
Never mind, Chester. Oh, he's through now.
You can put him back now. I've seen all I need.
Well, I should hope so, Doc. What was you looking for, measles?
It isn't what I was looking for, Chester. It's what I found.
Oh, what do you mean, Doc?
Matt, I remember Dooley saying he shot this man. Is that right?
Well, that's what he said.
Well, little Dooley got it all mixed up. Faber there didn't die from a bullet. He died from a knife.
What?
Right through the heart.
A knife, huh? Yeah, Dooley sure did get it mixed up. That or somebody told him wrong.
It don't make sense.
Well, it'd make more sense if I could talk to Colquitt.
Well, how are you ever going to find him out here? He could be anywhere, any direction. We might be weeks looking for him.
Now, we'll make him come to us, Chester. Him and the cook both.
Come to us? How?
You'll see. When we get back to Dodge.
September 13th, 1954, Gunsmoke on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. No doubt. This is why so many people are joining Medishare right now. Medishare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly health care costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season with healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up. Medishare can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And Medishare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked beautifully for 29 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now is the perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, more of Gunsmoke, September 13th, 1954.
Bring him in, Chester.
Come on, Dooley. Sun is up and the dew is almost gone from all the little plants and flowers.
Chester woke me up, Marshal.
You're going to have to do your sleeping somewhere else from now on, Dooley.
I can sleep anywhere, anytime. That's what I like about winter. Nothing to do but sleep.
Dooley, I'm turning you loose.
What?
I don't want you to leave Dodge, but I don't want you in jail either.
What's the matter with me being in jail? I shot a man, didn't I? You saw the body, didn't you? You got the evidence?
Now, don't you worry about it, Dooley. Just do what I tell you to. I want you to stay in Dodge, but not in jail.
What? I got no money. I got nothing to eat. I got no place to sleep. I'm a buffalo skinner. How am I going to get a job in Dodge?
Here, Dooley. Here's $10. Now, you can live on that fine.
No.
Now, go on, take it.
Well, okay. But I'm not a man to borrow money.
Now, you're doing me a favor.
I should have made Culprit pay me off. Like he said, it didn't make sense. Me being in jail, I couldn't spend nothing.
They may pay you off yet, Dooley.
What?
No, never mind. But look, if I catch you drinking that money, I'm going to take it away from you and you'll starve.
Oh, I won't be drinking, Marshal. Didn't I tell you how crazy and dangerous I am when I drink whiskey? No, sir, I won't do that.
Good. Now, if anybody asks you why you're not in jail, tell them I said I'm waiting for something.
Waiting for what?
Well, say I didn't tell you. And one other thing. Don't you tell anybody we rode out and found Faber's body. Don't tell anybody at all. Just forget about that.
I'm all mixed up, Marshal. Am I still under arrest?
No, Dooley. Now, why don't you go on and get out of here? I got work to do, huh?
Can I come see you sometime? You and Chester?
Sure, of course you can. But I don't want you hanging around here all day.
Okay. I won't. Just once in a while. I wouldn't feel right otherwise, Marshal. Me being a murderer and all. So long.
So long, Dooley.
Bye, Dooley. Mr. Dillon?
What, Chester?
How come you didn't tell Dooley that Faber was killed with a knife? He's still thinking he shot him, the poor little cuss.
I know. I'm sorry I have to do it this way, but word will get around. It'll get clear out onto the prairie, even. And when it does, I don't want Culprit and the cook to be scared off. I only want them to be real curious. So curious they'll come to Dodge and start asking questions.
Well, what good will that do?
We'll find out when they get here, Chester.
Sugar, Mr. Dillon?
No, thanks, Chester.
No, sir, I didn't mean need you on some. I meant I wanted some.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Coffee's mighty black tonight.
Chester, you know, sugar is not going to change the color of the coffee.
No, sir, but it sure sweetens it up.
Yeah.
Well, look at there. It's Dooley.
Huh? Oh, Dooley. Well, sit down. Have a cup of coffee, huh?
Ain't you going to say hello, Dooley?
I can't stand it no more. You gotta help me.
Oh, what's the matter, Dooley? What's troubling you?
2 days. I've been out of jail 2 days. I can't go to another one, Marshal.
Oh, why? What is it?
Well, everybody treats me bad. They won't have nothing to do with me. They say I admit shooting a man, I ought to be in jail. Talking about you too, Marshal, for letting me out.
People talk whatever I do.
Well, I can't face him out no more. And anyways, I did kill him. I ought to be in jail. Well, Marshal, this way I feel like I'd stole a sheep. That's how I feel, just like I'd stole a sheep.
I'm sorry, Dooley.
You gotta help me. Last night they wouldn't even let me sleep in the room in house, or the hotel, nor no place.
Seems to me that citizens at Dodge are getting mighty high-minded all of a sudden. But I'll help you, Dooley.
Thanks, Marshal.
But not in jail. I can't let you stay there. But there's a shack out back of the jail. It belongs to Doc. He stores some stuff in it.
Say, that's an idea. And I'll give you some blankets, Dooley. We got plenty of them around.
Doc might find me and shoot me or something.
Oh, no, he won't do that. He won't be back for a week or more. Anyway, he'll be glad you're using the place.
Well, can I stay in it all day, too?
Sure you can. And if you'll show yourself somewhere every now and then, you know? I don't want anybody to think that you've left Dodge.
I gotta eat. Will that do it?
Fine.
Okay. But, Marshal, I'd sure like to know what a man has to do to get jailed in Dodge City, Kansas.
I don't know what Dooley did to pass the time, but for the next few days he hid day and night in Doc's shack back of the jail and came out only to eat a meal in a restaurant now and then. I felt sorry for him, but I'd have felt sorrier if he'd been hung for a crime I knew he was innocent of. A week passed and nothing happened until one day when I went into the general store after a new watch chain I'd ordered. Mr. Jonas wasn't there, but Kitty was.
Hello, Matt.
Hey, Kitty, you gonna buy that hat?
Like it?
Oh, it looks fine.
Really? You sure?
Oh, yeah, take it. You won't do better than that.
I had Mr. Jonas order it 6 months ago.
Huh? Oh, well, the mails are slow sometimes.
It came on the Santa Fe, Matt, not by Pony Express.
What?
I ordered this hat 6 months ago. It arrived 4 months ago, and I've been wearing it ever since.
Where's Mr. Jonas, Kitty?
I'm glad you like it, though. He's out back trying to sell somebody a new wagon.
Oh? Oh, well, that's a bigger item than my watch chain. I better come back tomorrow.
Wait, here he comes now.
Wagon you can buy, mister. I guarantee you'll never have any trouble with it.
It's too expensive. What's the matter with them Conestoga people? They raise their prices every year.
I'll tell you what I'll do. If I don't sell that wagon by noon tomorrow, you can have it $50 off.
You mean that?
You have my word, noon tomorrow.
When I'm camped down on the river, right where the cottonwoods begin. Suppose you drive it out there at noon.
No. If you want it, you'll have to pick it up here.
I got only one man in my camp. My cook. That's why I asked.
Where are the rest of your men?
Dead or gone. Then I'll be picking up a new crew before I head out again.
Yeah, you shouldn't have any trouble finding hide skinners around here.
I'll do it tomorrow when I come in for the wagon. Oh, by the way, I heard there's a friend of mine in town, a fellow called Dooley. You know where I could find him?
Well, no, I don't. But here's the man to ask.
I don't know any Dooley. I never even heard of him.
What?
I'd like to get my watch chain, though. Has it come in yet?
Well, yes, but
We've been waiting half an hour, Mr. Jonas. Aren't you ever going to be through with him?
Don't get in a fret, lady. He's through now. See you at noon tomorrow, storekeeper.
Sure.
Oh, thanks, Kitty.
Sure, Matt.
Now, what is this all about, Marshal?
Mr. Jonas, that man's name is Colpitt. I've been waiting a long time for him to get here.
Oh, now I understand. It was his partner Dooley killed. That's why he was saying he's running his outfit alone now that he's got all the money.
Is that what he said?
Yes, and he also said something about taking care of the law here before he left. Of course, I didn't think anything about it at the time. Lots of men talk like that.
Yeah, I guess they do. But, Colpitt may mean it. Oh, hello, Doc. When'd you get back?
Oh, a couple of hours ago, Matt.
Well, what are you doing in here, Dooley?
Doc found me in his shack out back, Marshal. We've been talking.
Talking?
Well, Matt, I just got back. I didn't know what was going on here.
Doc told me about Faber. He says he was killed with a knife. He says I didn't shoot him.
Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. I guess you didn't want him to know.
Oh, it's all right, Doc. It doesn't matter now.
Is that true, Marshal? I didn't kill Faber?
Yeah, it's true, Dooley. Colpitt killed him.
Pretty mean of him. Tell me to go get hung for it. Pretty doggone mean.
Well, it's all over now, Dooley. I'll take care of Colpitt.
How? You'll just go on saying I done it.
Look, I want you to leave Dodge. Go someplace where Colpitt can't find you. Then I'm going down to his camp while he's in town tomorrow and arrest the cook.
Well, the cook, you said Colpitt done it.
Well, he did. But I'm going to throw the cook in jail and then take Colpitt. When I tell him the cook has told me the whole story, I think I can break Colpitt down and he'll confess.
That Colpitt don't care about nothing. Tell me I done it. Marshal, I wish I'd never gone to work for that man.
You'd have been better off if you hadn't, Dooley. But you're out of trouble now. Unless Culprit finds you. So you get out of Dodge as fast as you can, huh? I'll get Chester to find you a horse of some kind.
He's a wicked man, Culprit is. A wicked, wicked man.
Sure. Well, now you get going, Dooley, huh? And, good luck to you.
Thank you, Marshal. You've been as good as you could be to me, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometime, if I'm Dodge again, I'll come see you, maybe.
Sure. Anytime, Dooley. I'll be glad to see you. Well, so long.
So long, Marshal.
From September 13th, 1954, Gunsmoke on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. The conclusion will be up shortly. I want to make a comment here. I have talked about how the Gunsmoke radio program was more authentic than the television program. If you'll take a look at the thumbnail on this podcast version of the show, you'll see William Conrad, Georgia Ellis, Parley Bear, and Howard McNear dressed in character. And you tell me if that's not authentic Western. It really is. The conclusion of Gunsmoke follows these important messages.
Veterinary telemedicine is booming. Hi, I'm Dr. Lori Teller, president of the American Veterinary Medical Association, and I know firsthand that telehealth is a valuable tool to help provide our precious pets with the health care they need and deserve. Here are some situations where telemedicine may be an option for you and your pet. If the veterinarian has seen your pet in person in the past. If you're not sure you need to schedule an in-person visit. If your pet had surgery and needs post-operative follow-up. For skin diseases and rash rechecks. When your veterinarian needs to monitor your pet's chronic problems such as diabetes or allergies. If there are behavioral issues or training challenges. Or for hospice care. It's always good to have your session in a quiet place with good lighting. If you're not sure if you should set up a telehealth session, call your veterinarian and they'll let you know. To learn more, check out avma.org/telehealth. avma.org/telehealth.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of Gunsmoke, Dooley Surrenders, from September 13th, 1954.
I gave Chester $10 to buy Dooley a mount with, but he couldn't find much of a horse for that. So they settled on an old jack mule. I didn't see Dooley again, but Chester told me later that he'd grub-staked him with another 10 out of his own pocket when he saw him off. I guess we both felt a little guilty about the way I'd had to treat him. Anyway, the next day, just after noon, we rode down to the river to pick up the cook and bait the trap for the real murderer, Culprit.
Are you going to find this camp, Mr. Dillon?
Well, he said it was where the cottonwoods begin, Chester.
Oh, right over there. It'll kindly spoil everything if Culprit's decided not to go to town after all, won't it?
Yeah, it sure would.
There's his horses.
Yeah.
Ain't no smoke, though. That cook ain't cooking nothing.
With Culprit in town, he's probably asleep, Chester.
Hey, he's shooting at us.
Yeah. There's a hole up ahead, Chester. Right for it. All right, leave your horse, Chester.
I told you Culprit didn't go in town, Mr. Dillon.
Culprit's a buffalo hunter, Chester. He couldn't miss at that range with his eyes closed. That's the cook.
Oh, what's the cook shooting at us for?
Well, I'll ask him. What's the matter with you? You drunk?
I'm drunk. I'm crazy wild drunk.
It's Dooley.
Dooley, stop it. It's Marshal Dillon and Chester.
I know who it is. Want to kill you, too?
Kill us, too?
I don't kill Culprit and the cook. with a sharp rifle, and I'm going to kill you. Culprit was lying about me killing Faber. I never killed nobody in my life before, but I'm starting now.
Oh, it's that $10 I give him. He must have gone and drunk it up.
Yeah. Dooley! I know you're drunk, but we're going to sit here in this hole till you sober up. Do you hear me?
I ain't going to sober up. I'm going to kill people.
You can't stay drunk forever. We'll wait you out.
Come on out of there. Come on out, I tell you.
You're wasting ammunition, Dooley. You can't hit us here.
Then I'm coming after you. I'm going to walk right up there and shoot you.
No. No, Dooley, don't do it. I'll have to kill you if you try it.
Here I come, Marshal.
Don't do it, Dooley.
I'm going to kill everybody.
I'll get over there as far as I can, Mr. Dillon. Then we can both jump him. I sure hate to, but we can't let him kill us.
No, Chester, it's my job. I'll do it. All right, stay down now.
You can't get away from Dooley. Nobody can.
Throw your hat in the air, Chester. He'll look at it for just a second.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's it, Chester. Come on. Dooley. Dooley.
You killed me. I didn't kill you. You killed me.
Dooley, you're the last man in the world I wanted to kill.
Culprit and the cook. They're dead. I shot them. Culprit was a mean, wicked man, Marshal.
Yeah, he was.
Marshal?
What?
I'll come say hello to you next time I'm in Dodge. You said I could.
Yeah, you come, Dooley. Sure, you come anytime you want.
Thanks, Marshal. Thank you. Yeah.
No, Mr. Dillon, that's terrible. But you must feel even worse than I do. Oh, I mean...
Well, never mind the talk, Chester. Now, let's get busy. We got 3 men to bury.
Gunsmoke, produced and directed by Norman Macdonald, stars William Conrad as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal. Tonight's story was specially written for Gunsmoke by John Meston, with music composed and conducted by Rex Corey. Featured in the cast were Vic Perrin, Harry Bartell, and James Nusser. Farley Bear as Chester, Howard McNear as Doc, and Georgia Ellis as Kitty. Join us again next week as Matt Dillon, U.S. Marshal, fights to bring law and order out of the wild violence of the West in Gunsmoke.
September 13th, 1954, Gunsmoke on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Attention Walmart shoppers. Now you can order one of the most advanced hearing aids on the market for hundreds, not thousands of dollars. Hearing Assist's most advanced product lineup includes models that use an exclusive app for enhanced control over what you want to hear. It's perfect if you have a smartphone or iPhone to hear everything better. And we have 2 great ways for you to get one. You can call the number at the end of this ad and order directly. Or you can call this same number and we will text you a complete list of Walmart Vision Center locations. We make it easy for you to hear better. Remember, call this number today to order and have a text message instantly sent to your phone to find the Walmart Vision Center near you. Here's that special number.
Call 800-360-0597. 800-360-0597. 800-360-0597. That's 800-360-0597.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, an episode of the soap opera Claudia. This episode originally broadcast September 13th, 1948.
And now, Claudia.
David, is that you?
Home to roost, Grandma.
Was very hot in the city today?
No, not too bad. Sort of muggy. Rained a lot.
Rained practically all day here, too. Came down in buckets. Ought to be cooler tonight.
How's everything at home? Hand me the matches, Ma.
Here you are. Is that a new pipe?
No, same old pipe. Bobby all right?
Everything at home's 100%. You sound like Claudia.
Where is Claudia?
Feeding Bobby. She'll be down in a moment. David, why are you standing around smiling like that?
Am I smiling?
You look like an advertisement for tooth powder.
Been a fine day, Mrs. Brown, a fine day.
I really do think you and Claudia are telepathic. Claudia's been going around with a smile on her face all day, too.
I've been wondering how she'd be. It's really the first day she's been home alone since her play closed.
She didn't seem to mind.
Especially with the rain, I guess. You know, I was afraid she'd be restless and sort of low. Last week was such an exciting and busy week, and now, all of a sudden, nothing to do.
Well, as I say, she's been acting delighted with herself all day. Going around singing, smiling to herself, just like you. And every now and then I've noticed her counting on her fingers, looking as if she were figuring out some complicated mathematical problem, but she wouldn't tell me what it was all about.
Well, we'll soon find out. We'll drag it out of her. In the meantime, Mrs. Brown, let me give you some good news.
I'm always ready to hear that.
Well, Harrington sent us the first payment on that freight terminal that we designed for him.
That is good news.
And Roger insisted that I take a bonus on it.
Well, we eat.
Oh, we not only eat. We eat caviar and baked Alaska.
Just because you've come into some money, David, doesn't mean we all have to have indigestion.
Well, the rich always have indigestion. Now, Mrs. Brown, here now. Feast your eyes on this lovely green check.
$1,000.
Take a look at that.
Ooh, I've never seen so many zeros in all my life. David, I am delighted for you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Aside from investing in caviar and baked Alaska, what are you going to do with all this $1,000?
Well, you remember last week, Mother, we decided that we were going to get going on furnishing this house. Well, now, Claudia has so much time on her hands.
And you don't want her to get restless or impatient.
Anyway, why don't we just give her this money and let her enter upon a career of interior decorating?
I think you're very generous, David.
No, not at all. This is my house, too, isn't it? I have a right to some drapes. Look at those windows. Wouldn't they look good with drapes on them? Look at that.
Lovely.
A carpet. We need a carpet down here. We need a carpet in the hall.
Yes, we really do.
Some other necessities. I have a right to those things, haven't I?
Yes, you certainly do trust Claudia.
You think she'll be pleased, Mother?
She'll be ecstatic, intoxicated, drunk with her own wealth.
Oh, come on now. $1,000 isn't that much money.
Oh, yes, it is. More than Claudia's ever had in one bulk sum to spend as she chooses.
Yeah, if we can get her to spend it.
I don't think you'll have any trouble. How are you going to tell her?
Oh, the simplest and quickest way possible. No secrets or surprises this time. This is a genuine gift.
David, why didn't you tell me you were home? How long have you been here? Why didn't you come up and say hello?
Now, wait a minute. I'll go back and start at the beginning. Let's see. Why didn't I tell you we were home? I just this minute put my hat in the garage and took my car off.
Bobby's fine.
Well, that's good.
He ate his whole dinner without a murmur.
That's fine.
I had a beautiful day.
That's
It
fine.
was a wonderful rain. I couldn't leave the house.
Is that fine?
Very fine.
Good.
It was nice spending a whole day at home after having practically lived at that theater for 2 weeks. I guess I'm just a homebody at heart.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh's right.
I'll go and tell Bertha you're home, David, so she'll get dinner on.
Don't forget the baked Alaska, Mrs. Brown.
Sorry.
Baked Alaska.
Yeah? From now on, nothing. Absolutely nothing but the best.
I have had nothing but the best for a whole year, darling. David, you realize we're married almost a year?
I certainly do. Every time I look at myself in the mirror, it's a reminder.
2 more days and it's our anniversary. I love being married, don't you?
It wasn't as bad as I expected either.
David, you realize how rich we are today?
You never spoke a truer word.
I don't mean rich the way you mean rich.
Well, how do you mean,
I mean, I don't mean the baby and the farm and Mama and you, because that way we're rich every day and every night. I mean rich the way Other people mean rich.
Well, this is as clear as mud. Now, which way is that?
Money rich.
Mama was absolute. We are without a doubt telepathic.
You know I'm not interested much in money, but it's nice when you get it in a lump, isn't it?
Well, money has a place in the scheme of things.
It's not really important, but
I know. Don't apologize. It comes in handy. But tell me, how did you know?
You mean about money being handy? Everyone knows that.
No, I don't mean that at all. I mean about the check.
Did Mama guess? Oh, honestly, she would. I was waiting to tell you both at the same time.
You were going to tell me.
Yes.
Say, now, wait a minute. Hold it right there. Did you call the office today when I wasn't there?
I did not. David, you're talking in riddles again.
So are you, my love.
Well, I'm going to stop this minute. What I have to say is too exciting to beat around the bank.
Well, I'd rather have some news of my own, thank you.
Here comes Mama. Mama, do as I tell you.
Don't I always?
With no arguments, Mrs. Brown, no arguments. Mama, sit down on that chair by the fireplace, and David, you sit there right across from me.
We better sit down, Mama. It looks like she's got a whip.
All
Sit down
right.
there. Aye, I'm sitting.
Claudia, what is all this?
No arguments, Mama. You gave your word.
I did not.
Well, as good as. Now, come on, sit down, Mrs. Brown. Right over there. That's a girl. Now, Claudia has some news for you.
David, have you told her yet?
Hush up, Mother. Master Claudia has the floor.
What's more, I have the check.
Check? What check?
It came this morning in the mail.
Oh, so that's why.
Just look at this, will you? A check from the Eastbrook Summer Theater for $100.
$100.
What do you think of that?
What's so exciting about $100?
What's so exciting about $100? $100 is a fortune.
An enormous sum of money.
Enormous.
You mean they paid you $100 for being in a play for 1 week?
I had no idea it was so easy to make money. There I was having a wonderful time being in a professional play with a wonderful part and right here in Eastbrook. And they paid me $100 for it.
Overpaid or underpaid?
Overpaid. I should have paid them. Look at this, David. It's not the money, but it's the first money I've ever earned.
Well, I ought to turn you out to pasture more often. I could retire.
Just think, David, without lifting a finger, you could live off the fat of the land.
Oh, it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful to have a wealthy wife.
And a wealthy daughter. Little did I know when I gave birth to her some 19 years ago, she'd take such good care of me in my old age.
You know, you two aren't taking this seriously.
We are. I'm terribly impressed, Mrs. Norton. There's only one thing that worries me.
What's that?
Well, how are you going to tolerate me?
Well,
If you can make so much money, why aren't you going to get very independent and snooty?
Well, I am.
Oh, you are.
I'm going to go right out and buy myself a mink coat to wear while I'm milking the cow,
The cow.
which I'm going to buy for you, darling.
Oh,
You
thank
will
you very
just
much.
about be able to afford a quart of milk.
And, Mama, I'm going to buy you a pig, a small little pig you can call all your own.
I've been waiting for this day.
Now, let me see, a mink coat for me.
How do you make
Two
a noise
minks,
like a mink coat?
one on each arm.
I'm the one that'll have two minks, Mrs. Brown, both on the same
And I'm
arm.
going to buy a hen for the rooster and a wife for Bluff.
Oh, not another great date in this house, please.
Cow for David.
Moo.
Pig for Mama. And, let's see.
That leaves you about $99, doesn't
I'll
it?
buy a mouse for Shakespeare.
A field mouse, a house mouse, or a church mouse?
House mouse, of course. Shakespeare is a house mouse. I mean cat.
You'd be
Oh, that
insulted.
reminds me. I'll buy a house coat for Bertha.
What about Fritz?
See. Oh, Fritz was admiring a new scythe he saw downtown. I'll buy him a scythe.
What about Bobby?
Oh, Bobby doesn't need anything. He's still getting presents just for being born.
What are you going to do with the rest of your money?
Put it in the bank.
This is some $100, the biggest $100 I've ever seen.
Seriously, David, it's a lot of money, isn't it?
It most certainly is.
I think I earned it all by myself. If I didn't want to be a wife and a mother more, I could be a millionairess.
You are a millionairess now, and you don't know it.
I know it. This is just extra.
A dividend, perhaps.
No, the baby's the dividend, David.
I see.
The money is just extra. Maybe I should put it all away and save it for the dividend's education.
Now, he'll have one. You spend your money. It's yours.
Honestly, I have nothing to spend money on.
You'll find a way if you set your mind to it.
Here, David, you take it.
I will not.
Go
I
on,
will
go
not.
on, go
No,
on.
No,
Please
stop
take
pushing it under my nose, Claudia. I
Makes
want
me
no
nervous.
part of your wealth. Don't you know that husbands are very proud?
Oh, don't be proud of
I
us.
most certainly will be. I'll touch not a sou of this. Now go out, buy yourself that mink coat, see if I can.
Please take it, David. Put it in the bank. Pay off the mortgage.
I like the mortgage. I've grown very fond of the mortgage. I wouldn't dream of paying it off.
Then pay off
There's
something
nothing else to pay off. Now take this check and put it in your stocking for a rainy day.
Today was a rainy day. I didn't have any use for it at all. Oh, it's so nice to know that in a pinch I needn't be a weight around your neck, David.
Well, I've gotten rather fond of my ball and chain.
You proud of me?
Busting with pride.
She's going to get conceited, David.
I am conceited. I'm conceited now, and I have been for months.
Right.
Hey, where are you going?
I haven't shown my check to Fritz and Bertha. I wanted you to be the first, but I think they have a right to see it.
They certainly have. They'll be very proud working for such a wealthy woman. No wonder she's been smiling all day, Mother.
David, you haven't told her yet about your $1,000, have you?
Oh, it's not very important.
Isn't it?
No. We've gotten along fine without it, so why make a fuss?
You're going to tell her, though, aren't you?
Of course I am.
But not today.
No, not today.
Because today $100 seems worth a great deal more than 1,000. Is that it?
You know, Mrs. Brown, sometimes, just sometimes, mind you, I think you're absolutely brilliant. Shall we dance? Da-da-da-da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Now, come on, Mother. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Look out for the table. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Mama, you're very graceful on my feet. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Maybe we ought to go in vaudeville, Mama. Da-da-da-da-dum, da-dum.
When high school youngsters get together, there seem to be two requirements for a good time: Coke and music. At their own youth centers, they drop a nickel in the jukebox, drop another nickel in the Coca-Cola cooler, and the fun begins. That same kind of wholesome pleasure can be offered them at home. If there's a radio or phonograph, all you have to do is buy a case of Coke, stow a good supply in the refrigerator, and the young folks can play host to their friends at any time.
Well, what do you think of Claudia as a breadwinner, Mr. King?
If she were my wife, I'd retire.
And be satisfied with very little from that day forth.
Well, I don't know about that. But seriously, how does Claudia plan to spend her fortune?
8 ways, but the first of them is at an auction sale.
Oh, auction sale. Well, that could also be the last of them.
That's why my fingers are crossed. And they will remain crossed until we're home from that auction tomorrow.
Well, I'll be here to lend you the car fare home if you happen to need it.
Say there, Joe.
Yes, David.
Maybe I'll need a little of that car fare.
David, I'm sure you will.
I'm not going to the auction. Mama and Claudia are, but I'm not. I know better.
Well, you'll get the results when they get home. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Joe.
Every day, Monday through Friday, Claudia comes to you transcribed with the best wishes of your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. So listen again tomorrow at the same time. And now this is Joe King saying au revoir.
September 13th, 1948, Claudia on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. If you miss a day, you don't have to miss a single show. You can hear all of our Classic Radio Theater programs through my webpage, classicradio.stream. There you can also find a list of all of the places that our podcasts are available. You can also find our social media links. You can learn about building a classic radio collection of your own, and you can also contact me. That is at classicradio.stream. Oh, you can also buy me a coffee to help us acquire new classic radio collections from collectors. And thanks for tuning in. Thank this station. Support the advertisers. Tell your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite station.